I'm thinking, "Is that gonna work?" And by the time I get home, I'm like, water. Just give me some water and I'm couch. My family's like, did you work hard today? I'm like, actually, that was the drop on the coffee. I'm like, what's the drop on the coffee? We're in trouble.
Making sure you guys can hear me. We're good, we're good. All right, we've got our live stream set up, and so we're ready to get started. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We got those of you here in person. We also have several of our learners available on our live stream. So we're very grateful that all of you chose to join us here today while we celebrate the induction of our new members into the Alpha 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 Honor Society. This Honor Society, of course, recognizes the academic achievements of our first generation college students. We are the co-advisors of Alpha 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 New Eta chapter. We've got James Blankenship over here, and myself, Nola Gum. Both of us were first generation college graduates, and so this is something that's very near and dear to our hearts as well. And as we get prepared to get started, it is truly my honor to introduce to y'all our keynote speaker. So tonight we're going to be spending our time celebrating resilience, determination, and the courage to forge a new path. These are all qualities that are deeply reflected in the journey of our speaker, Ms. Tiffany Everett. She is a dedicated advocate, educator, and leader whose work centers on supporting youth and their families. She serves as a board member with the West Virginia Fostering Together, and also as a faculty member here in our Bachelor of Social Work program. In addition, she also is a CASA advocate and gives her time and voice to ensure that children in foster care are seen, heard, and supported. With nearly 2 decades of experience, Tiffany has committed her life to making a meaningful difference in the lives of young people, especially those who are navigating the foster care system. Her passion for this is not only professional, but is deeply personal. And so as a first generation graduate herself, she understands firsthand the challenges that we face, the sacrifices that she and we all have to go through, as well as the triumphs that come from being first in your family to pursue and achieve higher education. Tiffany is also a proud member of Alpha Alpha Alpha, our honor society here, making her journey especially meaningful in the context of tonight's celebration. Tiffany's story is one of perseverance, purpose, and advocacy. Her voice reflects both lived experience and professional insight, making her an inspiring example of what it means to uplift others while breaking barriers. Please join me in warmly welcoming our keynote speaker and my very close friend, Tiffany Everett.
So she let me read that, and that's not what it said before, but thank you. She's added to it. So as Dr. Gum said, I am Tiffany Everett, and I'm currently a social work faculty member here at Concord University, at least until the end of the semester. My passion for advocacy and child welfare has led me to accept a role at CASA, where I am an advocate right now, but I will be the advocate coordinator, responsible for training, recruiting, and supervising and supporting all of our advocates that ensure that children in the courtroom have a voice. So I'm looking forward to that role, but it's bittersweet to say goodbye to Concord. As you will probably realize in my speech here today, Concord means quite a bit to me. Thank you all for being here, and for those of you streaming online, thank you. As Dr. Gum said, I am a first generation college student, and to my knowledge, I'm still the only person in my family to have ever gone to college. I graduated from Concord University with my bachelor's in 2012, with my master's in 2014, and I'm currently in a long-term pursuit of my doctorate of social work degree, having to take breaks here and there, but it will get finished at some point. So, I tend to think that sometimes students look at faculty members as people that have it all together, and that we know it all, and that we have, all this experience. And some of that is true, but I wouldn't say that we have it all together sometimes. And I think it's important that students recognize that we're human too, not just your professor. But most days, I'm still trying to figure out where life is going to take me, hence switching jobs, right? Always trying to figure out what I want to do when I grow up. But today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about my journey and how I got to where I am today. My story may not be easy to hear for some of you. I believe in the power of vulnerability. If anybody knows Dr. Brene Brown, who is also a social worker, she has done a lot of research on the power of vulnerability and sharing your story. And I also am someone who is educated in trauma-informed care, and a significant piece of trauma-informed care is being transparent. So that's what I share with you today. I do not share this for sympathy or in social work, not even empathy, but rather to provide hope for anyone sitting in that audience or listening online who may think that they don't belong here, because I'm here to tell you that you do. When I was 5 years old, I was removed from my biological mom and dad for the first time. I don't know the actual reason for our removal. My memory, I think my brain tried to protect me from a lot of things, but I do know that we experienced and witnessed a lot of domestic violence between my parents as well as some other relatives in our lives. When I was removed from my parents, I was very confused. I didn't know what was going to happen to me and my sisters. I have 2 little sisters. So as, of course, as the oldest, I was always the protector of my siblings. One memory that I do vividly have is the police literally pulling me out of my dad's arms while I was kicking and screaming to take me to a foster care home. When we were placed in foster care, I was in foster care for roughly a year, give or take. Again, I was only 5, I don't know the timeline, but we were in 6 different homes within that time frame. The very last home we were in was also abusive. They would lock us in our bedroom at night, so we didn't have opportunity to go to the bathroom. So one night, what did I do? I soiled myself, and because I was afraid of them, I hid it. And so after they found it, I spent the remainder of my time in that hole in the corner, unless I was sleeping. Soon after that, we were reunited with my mother, but not my dad. My mom at that time had already remarried to a man. We had no idea who this man was. We went to live with this man and his family. The man was very abusive to my mother and later became abusive to me and my sisters. The man sexually, physically, and emotionally abused me. When I told my mom about the sexual abuse, she didn't believe me. Later, I went to school and told my counselor, someone I trusted and cared about very much. And the next thing I remember, my mom was waiting at the bus stop with all of our things packed up and told us we were going to stay with my aunt and uncle for a little while. And I will add, I was very mad at that counselor for a long time until I learned what she did actually helped me and saved me. I was sad to be leaving all my animals, family members. My favorite Lisa Frank binder was only in the 3rd grade. And I had left it at school. But I wasn't afraid to go stay with my aunt. I was excited that I was getting to go stay with my aunt. You see, my aunt has always been my safe person. I didn't think I was going to cry. The person I could call when things are scary at home, and the person that would come get me and take me away from all the abuse. After we were removed from my mom and her husband, the man who had abused me and my sisters was hospitalized, where he then took his life. I firmly believe that he knew he was going to jail for what he had done to us, and he took his own life to avoid the consequences. Several months went by, and we were still with my aunt and uncle. We learned that we would not be going back with either of our parents because both of their rights had been terminated. At the age of 11, almost my 12th birthday, my sisters and I were adopted by my aunt and uncle. We moved from a very, very small town called Mannington, West Virginia, which is a little further than Fairmont, West Virginia, and we moved to Buchanan area, which is about 3 hours north. Prior to starting school at Buchanan Middle School, in the 6th grade, I had been in so many different elementary schools that I've lost count. This was the first time that my life became consistent, structured, and stable. Again, roughly the age of 12. Life was stable, but I knew I wanted more for myself. Though I'm forever grateful for my aunt and uncle, I just had this desire to move away and to experience more than anyone else in my family ever had, which led me to pursuing a higher education. I told my aunt and uncle about my dreams to go to college, and they looked at the tuition costs and said that there was no way they could afford for me to go. Thankfully, I learned about the very first TRIO program that I was ever a part of, and that was called Upward Bound. Upward Bound helps high school students who are first generation, low income, get into college, or will teach you about college and all the things you need to know. They helped us understand how to apply for FAFSA, how to apply to college, how to apply for scholarships, how to accept those scholarships, all the things that I clearly didn't know and my parents couldn't help me with. Though they were very supportive, they just didn't know how to do all of that. UB made me realize that college was a possibility for me. During one of the summer camps at Upward Bound, we came to Concord University for what they called Upward Bound Summer Olympics. I immediately fell in love with the college, or the campus beautiful, and in fall 2008, I became the first person in my family to go to college when I enrolled at Concord University. The struggle as a first-gen student didn't end once I figured out how to apply to schools and get financial aid to cover the cost. No, the real struggle began when I was on campus, 3 hours away from home. I found myself always questioning whether I was good enough, smart enough, worthy enough, etc. to be at Concord. I wish I could say that the feeling went away over my 4 years at Concord, but this is something that is a lifelong battle for me. However, I did find my people and my places at Concord. I was accepted into the Student Support Services Program, another TRIO program, and this program helped me stay at Concord and helped me succeed. At the time, we had a lady in the program by the name of Miss Judy Sanders, and she really was my life savior in so many ways. She passed away soon after I graduated from Concord. But she was always someone I could talk to. She let me cry, vent, and was always just a listening ear. She reminded me frequently that I deserved to be at Concord and that I belonged at Concord. My second semester at Concord, I declared my major, social work. Might I add that the only reason it wasn't my major when I first came was because my uncle told me, no, social workers don't make enough money. So, but I took Intro to Social Work my second semester with Dr. Sarah Whitaker, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do, that it was the only thing that I could see myself doing, helping other people. I became a part of the social work department, and the faculty there became my people. I formed a bond with Dr. Pendergast, who was a social work faculty member and the advisor for both the Gay Straight Alliance and Concord Social Work Organization, both organizations that I joined as a student, and both of which I held many officer positions in. Dr. Pendergast became another person that I could cry with, vent to, and always reminded me that I was capable of completing the work and graduating. I spent many times in her office crying during my undergraduate, and it became full circle as I now currently have the office that she had when I was a student. And so now I cry in that purple office by myself sometimes. And I also go downstairs and still cry with her. So at some point, I became a work-study student and worked for Dr. Margie Flanagan, who is now retired. She was the director of what was then called the Academic Success Center. Both Dr. Flanagan and her other staff member, Zori, became a part of my people. I would have never made it through statistics without Zori. My junior year, I joined McNair, another TRIO program, and had support from people like Lisa Carnes, who happened to be Miss Judy's daughter, Vicki Hart, and Dr. Klein. Each of these individuals wanted to see me succeed. Both McNair and Student Support Services took me on cultural trips and helped me experience different cultural foods. Cultures, foods, and activities that I had never experienced before. I came from the middle of nowhere. I always laugh and joke that my uncle was the true definition of a hillbilly. And so when I got to experience all these new things, it really just broadened my horizon, which only made me a stronger social worker, being able to understand different cultures and why it's important that we know their story too. And at Concord University, we have what's called University 100. All of our students go through this. It's just a foundation level course. I taught that several semesters here. One of the books we read for that class was called Win or Learn: The Naked Truth About Turning Every Rejection into Your Ultimate Success by Harlan Cohen. In this book, he talks about finding your people, your places, and your patience. So as you can see, my story at Concord really fits this mold. I found my people, and I found my place at Concord. I found people who lifted me up when I wanted to give up. I found people who spoke hope, resilience, and determination in me when I didn't have those things inside myself. I found people who genuinely wanted me to succeed at Concord. I later went on to work for Child Protective Services as both a worker and a supervisor. I did some ASO provider work that works right along with Child Protective Services. And I recruited and trained foster parents. That was all my time prior to coming to Concord. At the age of 30, I landed my dream job, teaching social work at Concord University. One of my biggest passions is educating people on what social workers do. And I get to do that every day. But do you know how I got this job? My people. Dr. Pendergast encouraged me to apply, and Lisa from McNair helped me write my curricula vitae, CV, something I never heard of before, but basically it's a really in-depth, resume. So once again, I was able to come back to my place, my home, Concord. Again, I found my people in the social work department and other faculty and staff on campus when I was in the middle of the biggest career transition of my life. Imposter syndrome is something that we talk about frequently in higher ed, believing that you're not good enough, you're not capable to do it. And it's something that some of us battle with every day. And it's still very present in me. But I have my people to remind me that I'm good enough. Though my time at Concord is coming to an end, as I step back into an advocacy role in the child welfare field, I know Concord will still feel like home every time I return, and my people will still support me and encourage me to follow my dreams and make a difference in this world. In summary, I say to all you first-gen students, find your people and your places. Find people who support you, lift you up, and want only the best for you. No one else matters. Believe in yourself. You belong here. You are smart enough. You are good enough. And more importantly, you are enough. Congratulations on your induction into the Triumph Honor Society. Please take this time to celebrate this significant achievement. And as I end my speech, I'm a lover of heavy hard rock music that most people don't understand. So I'm going to end this speech with some lyrics that really inspire me to keep going. When I first heard this song, I was like, this is for me. So I hope this song inspires you to keep going, to be proud of how far you've come, and to never give up on chasing your dreams. I will spare you all my singing voice, and I'm just going to read the lyrics to you. But the song is called You've Made It This Far by Asking Alexandria. Smile. They always tell you to smile, to appreciate the things you have, but it doesn't change what's on your mind, so you smile. But it's only on the outside, so they can't see the pain that's overwhelming and eating you alive. When it feels like you might have had enough, shut out the world and remind yourself, if you could hold on just for a little while, you might just find it's not too much for you to make it through. It's crazy how far you've come, all you've done, the life that you came from. Take a step back and look at who you are. You've made it this far. Thank you all, and congratulations again to those of you being inducted into the ceremony today.
Powerful stuff. Thank you so much, Tiffany. That means a great deal for you to share your story with us. It's very touching and powerful, no matter how many times you and I have talked about some of those things. So I do want to say, we've got some play practice going on over here. So you may hear some excitement and ruckus. That's part of the joy we're going to give us. So they may join us for some snacks after this too. All right. Thank you again, Tiffany. Please allow me to introduce our student officers who are going to help run this induction ceremony today. We have two of them here with us who are going to help us out. We've got our president, Kelsey Grosclose, Vice President Corey Osborne, Secretary Lily Palmer, Treasurer Abigail Day, and Historian Chloe Reed.
so if I do, please let me know. I'm the secretary here of Tri Alpha Honor Society, and I'm a junior here studying social work and sociology. So for the president's role, the logo or key includes the number 2018, the year in which Alpha Alpha Alpha, or Tri Alpha for short, was founded. The logo is a star in the center of the several circles, indicating the various communities in which you are a part. The community of Concord University, the community of Athens, West Virginia, and the community of the water region in the water world. For the vice president, the star represents you. As a star in your family, lighting the way for others to follow your guide or follow your lead, same thing, to be honest, into higher education, just as the stars in the heavens have guided mariners and travelers in days. Remember that you are the beacon of light to someone else, and you have a responsibility to lead others to the light. As secretary's role, the pin which you will receive as part of your ceremony or your induction includes the logo as well as the world's first gen. So that everyone who sees you wearing this pin will recognize the importance of this journey of you. The cords that I'm wearing, the cords which you will receive at graduation, or blue and gray. Using the cords of colors of Meriden College, Meriden, where the society was founded, the colors using intertwined to determine the connection where we all have each other.
Kelsey. I'm president of the Tri Alpha Honor Society here at Concord. I'm a senior, I'm graduating in May, and I'm a double major in psychology and studio art. So with those who are to be inducted into this honor society, please stand for the pledge. Being first can be hard. Being first can be scary. Being first can be exciting. As part of the first generation in your family to go to college, you're a source of pride and guidance to others. By accepting membership in the Tri Alpha Honor Society, you recognize your responsibility to your family and to future generations of firsts to finish what you started, and to be their compass leading them to their destination when the way seems uncertain, to be their light in darkness, and to support others in their own journey of first. By accepting membership in the Tri Alpha Honor Society, you accept the obligation of thanking those who paved the way before you and who made this journey possible for you. By accepting membership in the Tri Alpha Honor Society, you accept the responsibility of helping others as you have been helped, or as you perhaps wish you had been helped, to serve as mentors and guides for the next group of students to step foot on a college campus and as the first in their family or circle or friends. By accepting membership in the Tri Alpha Honor Society, you have an obligation to take pride in your achievements and share your story so that others learn of your accomplishments and can share in the joy of your successes. If you accept these responsibilities, please respond with "I do." Thank you. Please be seated.
All right, now let's get you guys inducted. How about that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call your guys' names one at a time. I'm even going to include those names for those who are on our live stream. When you come up on the stage, please enter over at the stairs over here. You'll be asked to sign our charter, and then you'll receive your certificate, a pin, and cords to wear at your commencement. Okay? When you're done with those, I ask that you stay on the stage up here so we can take a nice photo of everybody, right? Okay, just making sure y'all agree. Okay. All right, now, for our 2026 inductees into the Alpha 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 New Eta chapter include Sherry Blackburn, Victoria Brewster, Ethan Church, Kara Croy, Heather Dalton, Masters. Jesse Lester Moya. Ashley Martin. Kayla Martin. Okay. Just thought I'd ask. All right, next we've got Lillian McClarty. Carrie Mustakas. Kayla Ridgway. Crystal Rogers Mount. Barbara Spackman. Brandon Upton. And Brandy Vickers. Let them all sign the charter and get up here so we can take a nice photo of them. And if anybody would like to stand and walk where you can take a nice photo, you can do that. And then we'll finish up right after that. You get a good one. Oh, we're all here together. That's how we're supposed to be. You're first. Excellent. All right. Thank you guys. You guys all completed. And let's give them one more round of applause. Thank you so much. So I'm going to let them get a chance to get to their seats there. And then we'll finish up. Take your time on those stairs. I almost took a tumble earlier. Once you're in the bright lights of the stage, when you go where it's dark, you gotta be careful. Lessons learned the hard way. Awesome. All right, so as we get ready to close, Concord University is an institution that's really committed to serving our first generation college students. And so we welcome first generation students as well as our graduates to be faculty and staff as well. We're really proud to employ over 80 first gen faculty and staff here at Concord, which is much greater than many other universities in our area. And just like you and I, these faculty and staff have blazed a trail to college for their families, and they now serve as role models for you, for our first generation students, just as you do for those in your lives as well. So in recognizing their accomplishments as well, we demonstrate that being first to attend college is one thing and finishing is another. It's not always an easy task. And so while mentoring and assisting others in our positions is something that's important to all of us, it is some of the ways that we can best be of service to our students that we have. So we're very grateful for that. So as in closing, take a look around you at everybody here, around your full circle, as Ms. Tiffany talked about. And I want you guys to kind of take a moment to take that in and realize that you are the star in the middle of someone else's circle. Just as you are in the circle surrounding someone else's star as well. So we're all connected here and in this society and in this university, in this community across the board. And so remember, as Shakespeare once said, it's not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. And so we'd ask you today to go forth and live in the light and continue to be the star that you are. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate you being here for this ceremony, and we look forward to many more good times ahead. Thank you guys. Please join us for snacks and refreshments out in the lobby. We've got a few different things planned for y'all out there, so please eat some food. If you're like me and you brought a container, feel free to take some to go. So thank you guys so much. And if any families would like to have your inductee come up on stage and take another photo of them up here of just them, that's totally fine to do as well. Thank you guys so much.
Schizophrenic.
Those things off the lot.